Number 3. Huajiao Zhuang. In May 2012, Dan Lin, who went by Selena, lived with her husband, Rong Peter Ping, and their 2-year-old son, Alfred, in Melbourne, Australia. Lin was born in China in 1990. She moved to Australia when she was 17 for school. Lin had a strained relationship with her mother-in-law, Huajiao Zhuang. Zhuang grew up in poverty in rural China. She had 2 daughters and Ping was her only son. She gave birth to him in a pig pen to get around China's one-child policy. Zhuang became a permanent resident of Australia in 2010. Zhuang was very traditional, but her daughter-in-law was not. Zhuang expected Lin to refer to her as mother. According to Chinese tradition, Zhuang expected to move in with her son after the baby was born. Lin did not call Zhuang mother, and she didn't allow her to move in. Zhuang told many people that she didn't think that Lin respected her or her family. She also didn't feel like she had enough access to her grandson. Zhuang encouraged her son to divorce Lin and marry a woman from China. She told him that since he had Australian residency, he could get hundreds of thousands of dollars from the woman's family. Tensions between Zhuang and Lin escalated twice to the point where Zhuang assaulted Lin. One time she slapped her, and another time she cut her hair. Things got to be so bad that Lin moved back to China. Her husband convinced her to come back to Melbourne. On May 3, 2012, 49-year-old Zhuang went to the couple's home to do some gardening. Her son, Peter Ping, wasn't home at the time. What happened in the house that morning between the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law isn't exactly known. What is known is in the bathroom, Zhuang attacked her 21-year-old daughter-in-law with a hammer. Selena Lin was struck 33 times with a hammer. Most blows were to her head, but there were also some defensive wounds. Zhuang then put her body in a nylon bag. She then dragged the body to a neighbor's garbage can and put the body in the receptacle. She then went back into the house and attended to her 2-year-old grandson who had been in the home during the murder. Then, later that night, Zhuang wheeled the trash bin about 800 yards to a creek and dumped the body in the creek. It was discovered a short time later. Huajiao Zhuang was arrested and she confessed to killing her daughter-in-law. However, she claimed she acted in self-defense. She said Lin was drawing a bath for the toddler and they argued over the temperature of the water. Then Lin picked up the hammer and attacked her. Zhuang said she was able to wrestle the hammer away. Then, feeling like she was in a life-or-death situation, she beat her daughter-in-law with the hammer, which resulted in her death. The prosecution pointed out there is no evidence that Lin was the aggressor. Their history showed that Zhuang had long despised her daughter-in-law, and that day she snapped and killed her. Zhuang was found guilty in May 2014. She was sentenced to 18 years of prison with a chance of parole after 13 and a half years. The prosecution appealed the sentence, saying it was too lenient. The appeals court agreed, and in May 2015, a judge extended her sentence by 4 years to 22 years, with a minimum of 17 years. If Zhuang serves the minimum, she'll be released in 2031 when she'll be 68. She'll most likely be deported to China when she's released. Number 2. Larry Mitchell. When Shannon Stafford of Morgantown, West Virginia was an adult, she was looking for a stable family life. She grew up in the foster care system, but luckily settled with a family. Shannon felt a connection with Nathan Mitchell of Shinston, West Virginia. She moved in with Nathan and his parents, and they soon became engaged. Then came the unusual wedding. Nathan and his family wanted a small wedding, so they didn't let Shannon invite any of her friends or family. Shannon and her parents-in-law, Larry and Sandra, had a strained relationship. Shannon was expected to do a lot of the housework. If it was not up to Sandra's standards, then she would chew out her daughter-in-law. Nathan always sided with his mother. A boiling point for the family came when Sharon found out, shortly after getting married, that Shannon had become pregnant. They argued, and Shannon was kicked out of their home. She went and lived with her foster family. Nathan convinced her to come back to his parents' home by agreeing to find their own place to live before the baby was born. Not long after moving back in, Nathan revealed he wasn't planning on moving out anytime soon. Shannon gave birth to a daughter, Faith, 3 months prematurely. Shannon's husband and her in-laws blamed her for the premature birth. They also considered her an unfit mother and watched her interactions with Faith. Then, sometime in 2012, Shannon went to visit her foster family for a weekend. The Mitchells made her leave Faith with them. When she returned, they informed her that she could not live in the home anymore and they were keeping the baby. Shannon filed for divorce and wanted custody of her daughter. The Mitchells claimed that Shannon was abusive and it would be dangerous for her to have custody. So the Mitchells were granted full custody and were only given supervised visits. For a year, Shannon had supervised visits with her toddler daughter. Then, in November 2011, there was a hearing in family court. The judge said that there was no evidence that Shannon was abusive other than the Mitchells' claims. On April 18, 2012, there was another hearing, and Shannon was granted unsupervised overnight visits. 3 days later, 29-year-old Shannon drove to the Walmart in Morgantown, West Virginia, where she was supposed to pick up her daughter for their first visit. As she sat in her truck, her father-in-law, Larry Mitchell, walked up to her with a 9mm handgun and fired 4 shots at her. Shannon got out of the vehicle and Larry continued to fire his gun. He fired 11 more shots, ensuring that his 29-year-old daughter-in-law was dead. Larry then went back to his vehicle and waited for the police to arrive. Larry was taken into custody and he confessed to the murder. He said he felt like he was his granddaughter's guardian angel and believed she would be harmed if her mother had access to her. In December 2012, Larry Mitchell pleaded guilty to murder and he was sentenced to life without the chance of parole. Nathan and Sandra Mitchell were not charged in connection with the shooting. Nathan continued to have custody of Faith. He refused to let his dead wife's foster parents see her even after a court order. In March 2014, Nathan pleaded guilty to child concealment and he was sentenced to 2 months in prison. Shannon's foster brother filed a wrongful death suit against Larry, Sandra, and Nathan Mitchell. According to the lawsuit, quote, Sandra and Nathan encouraged, assisted, aided, abetted, provoked, and incited Larry Mitchell in the death of Stafford by sharing information with him that they reasonably should have known would cause him to take action that would seriously injure or kill Stafford to keep her from visiting or having custody of Faith, unquote. The judge sided with Shannon's brother and awarded him over $32 million. Shannon's brother said the money is going to be put into a trust for Faith. In 2018, the last report we could find about the case, Larry Mitchell was incarcerated at the Mount Olive Correctional Complex in Mount Olive, West Virginia. By the time of this recording, there is no record of Larry Mitchell in the West Virginia Division of Corrections and Rehabilitation database. Number 1. Cynthia Cdebaca. In early 2014, the Eustachio family lived in Fallbrook, California. 53-year-old Gio Eustachio and his family lived in a gay community in the census-designated place in northern San Diego County. Eustachio worked as a real estate agent. He was also a military reservist and coached rugby at a local school. His mother-in-law, Cynthia Cdebaca, lived in an apartment above their garage. Cdebaca did not like her son-in-law. She thought he was lazy and didn't work enough. Instead, he forced her daughter to work. Another problem between the in-laws is that Cdebaca smoked, and Eustachio detested smoking. On the back patio, he apparently would spray her with a hose when she smoked, claiming he thought the smoke was sign of a fire. Cdebaca also thought he was too strict with the kids and didn't agree with the way he disciplined the children. February 11, 2014 was Cynthia Cdebaca's 63rd birthday. Around 8 a.m. that morning, the mother-in-law and son-in-law were home alone. They were going to attend a spelling bee that Eustachio's daughter was participating in. Eustachio made a disparaging comment about Cdebaca's wardrobe and told her to change. Cdebaca went back up to her apartment. She came back out with her .38 caliber 5-shot revolver, which she purchased 2 weeks earlier. On the patio, she opened fire on Eustachio. After firing all 5 shots, she realized Eustachio was still alive. She went back to her car, removed the spent casings, and loaded 5 more bullets. She found Eustachio in the backyard and shot at him 5 more times, but he still wasn't dead. She went back to her car for a second time and reloaded. She went back to the backyard, but Eustachio wasn't there. Although he had been shot multiple times, he made it inside the home and closed the door. Cdebaca shot through the door and was able to get it open. Then, as her 53-year-old son-in-law lay bleeding on the floor, she shot him 4 more times. She then got in her car and drove away. She tossed the gun in a drainage ditch as she left. Out of the 15 shots fired, Geo Ward Eustachio was shot 11 times. Several neighbors heard the shooting and Eustachio screaming for help, so they called 911. The police went to the area. They found the dead body of 53-year-old Geo Ward Eustachio. By then, Cdebaca was gone. After killing her son-in-law, Cdebaca went to Denny's for breakfast. She then went gambling at the casino and purchased cigarettes at a liquor store. She ended her birthday at her favorite coffee shop where she was arrested. Initially, she pretended to know nothing about the murder, but then she confessed and celebrated that he was dead. Here are some clips from the interrogation.
Well, unfortunately, Laura's husband has passed away.
Huh?
Laura's husband was killed today.
He was killed when?
Today. We're going to ask you some questions. We're going to ask you some questions because we're trying to figure out what happened today, okay?
All right. What did you think of him? Okay, and why do you say that?
That's the big thumbs down. You didn't like him.
So mean to me and all of them.
He's mean to everybody?
Yes, he is. Can't stop him.
It sounds like somebody had to stop him, or...
I did. I did. I was guilty.
Okay. Somebody had to stop him.
I did.
Okay, it's okay.
Is he dead?
You tell me.
Gotta be dead.
You think he's dead?
I hope so.
Well, you got your gun from your purse, and then what happened?
Went and shot him.
Did
Wasn't enough.
How many rounds do you remember firing?
15.
15?
Yes.
Did he say anything to you?
Oh, Grandma, I love you.
So,
He said that to you?
yeah.
After you shot him, he said, Grandma, I love you?
Yeah. God damn.
Did you check to see if he was dead?
I didn't care. Is he alive? He's not? Oh, good. Good. Oh, thank you. Is he dead?
He's dead, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Oh, boy.
You don't feel bad about it?
No.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
Cynthia Cdebaca went to trial for murder in February 2016. She claimed that her son-in-law was abusive to her daughter and grandchildren. She said she snapped and killed Eustachio to protect her family. The prosecution said that the police had never been called to the family's home and there were no other records to prove that Eustachio was abusive. Even if he was abusive, Cdebaca was not in danger at the time of the murder and had not acted in self-defense. She was found guilty and sentenced to 50 years of prison. Cdebaca's daughter said she holds no ill will towards her mother for killing her husband. Two of Eustachio's adult children told NBC News, quote, they thought their father's personality and opinions on raising children may have led to the violence, unquote. Cynthia Cdebaca is currently not listed in the California Incarcerated Record and Information Database, so her current status and whereabouts are unknown. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Also, don't forget to watch our shorts on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Once again, thank you for watching.